Hey, how you all doing, Facebook? What's going on, Wisdom Wednesdays community? I'm here coming on to talk about my post from this morning on Wisdom Wednesday about activating your faith. Go ahead and share this feed if you would, this live. What's going on, Carl? Good to see you. Welcome, my brother. I'm gonna go ahead and share this on my page. Let's see here. I'm getting faster at the sharing. I'm figuring it out, getting it going. Go ahead and share it. I'm going to talk to you for a minute. Everything's good, bro. Good to see you on here. Appreciate your support. I'm giving people just a few minutes to come join us. I didn't tell anybody what time I was going on today. Let's see. Cool. I think I shared it right. If I didn't, I'll share it later. How you all doing? Where you at? Where you all at today? You at work? You at home? You chilling? What state you in? Tell me something. Tell me something. I want to talk to you today. I think I have something very good to share with you today. I hope it's going to be helpful to you about activating your faith. I'm looking forward to it. And whether you're watching live, which I love it when you all are live because I can engage with you and talk back and forth, or whether you're watching it on a replay, I want you to engage in this process. Talk to me. I see you. Sunshine in Michigan, 80 degrees. That's nice. We've been in the 90s. It's been hot. We're starting to hit that season in Tennessee where we need some water, where we need, I wish we had Lake Michigan or something over here, but we're pretty landlocked. So you all get to enjoy the beauty of Michigan. Those of you who are there, that 80-degree Michigan weather feels nice. That's cool to me now. It's kind of cold. I need a jacket at 80 these days. Things change when you go to a different environment. 80 feels a little cold, so I'm used to these 90s. 90s feels okay as long as there's a little breeze. But yeah, we're having a good time here. I'm loving our community, Wisdom Wednesdays community. You all are awesome. I appreciate your support, appreciate how you all share what I have to say, how you comment, how you're engaged in what's going on. And some of you like, this is where I'm coming every week for some inspiration. And I appreciate that trust that you have that we're going to have something good to say, something that will be helpful and useful for you. And I think today we have something that's going to be useful for you. And so I'm excited about it. Just giving another minute or two for people to join. I see a few people have been coming in. If you're just coming in, let me know you're here. Let me know who you are. Let me know that you're watching and just engage with us. Um, Follow our page, Wisdom Wednesdays with Razel Jones. Uh, yeah, like the page, participate in it. It's set up just to be a blessing, just to hopefully help you in your life. Hey, Erica, good to see you. Good to see you. West Harpeth fam here today. Yep. So we're so glad that you all are here. Just going to talk to you just for a couple minutes today with hopefully some nuggets that will help you to be able to have a better week, to put into practice some things you may already know, but need a good reminder of. So we're excited today. I asked earlier this week for people to give some suggestions if they had any topics that they would love for me to cover. Um, and one of the page followers, Mr. Leslie Witherspoon, who I'm sure will be tuning into this at some point today, he suggested this topic, activating your faith. If you have topics that you'd like to hear me talk about, let me know. Um, you can put it in here. You can put it in the comment box. You can send me an inbox, whatever method you prefer. But let me know. I'll be glad to talk about uh, those topics. I'm on here every Wednesday. So it doesn't hurt if somebody's giving me a suggestion. What's going on, Malachi? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, I'm going to talk to you all just for a few minutes today about activating your faith. And whenever I think about the topic of faith, the scripture comes to my mind that I love so much, Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. The substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Faith is believing in what you cannot see. And we all do it every day. Think about it, air. Think about just a simple example like air. You can't see it, but you know it exists. How do you know it exists? Because you can see and feel its impact on other things every time the wind blows. It's the same with faith in God. You may not be able to see him all the time, but you can always see and feel his impact in your life. Uh, Also, when you sit on a chair, you've heard this analogy. You don't examine that chair and make sure that it's positioned to be able to hold your weight. Some of us have more weight than others for it to be able to hold. Maybe we should be looking at the internal composition of the chair. But you don't go through all that. You just sit down and you expect that it's going to be able to do what you need it to do. That's how our faith works in every area. While you can't always see the mechanism, you can't always see the chemistry, the foundation, you can't always see how it's made up. You just believe that it's going to do what it's designed to do. And so the scripture said faith is the substance. That's a Latin word that simply means under. And stance, that has to do with how you stand or how you posture yourself. So faith is what you stand under. Faith is what you stand on to reach something. And that thing that you're trying to reach, the scripture goes on to say, is things hoped for. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. So faith is what you stand on to get to what you're hoping for. Just what are you hoping for? I guess that's a question I have for you today. If you're bold enough to share it, you can type it in the comment box. What are you hoping for? Some of us are hoping for better relationships. Some of us are hoping for better jobs. Some of us are hoping for better resources. Some of us are hoping for better discipline. Some of us are hoping for better results. Some of us are hoping for better relationship with God. Typically, anything that we hope for, everything that we hope for is something better. We hope for increase. We hope for the fulfillment of what has not previously been there or what has previously been missing. So faith is what we stand on in order to reach better. And faith is what you stand on to posture yourself to receive what was previously missing. There is something beyond me that is bigger than me. That's something that each of us needs to understand. Somebody can type that in the box, if you will. I think it's a good statement. There is something beyond me that is bigger than me. We have to have that understanding, that cognizance. We have to realize that there's something bigger than us. There's something beyond us. And in order to really have faith, you have to believe that there is something happening in realms that you cannot see. So me personally, my faith is in God. I know that he's bigger than me. I know that he's beyond me. His thoughts are above my thoughts. His ways are above my ways. Believing in what you can't see requires an understanding of the limits of your own mind and of your own senses. Believing in what you can't see means that just because I can't see it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Faith requires you to acknowledge that you do not know it all. Faith requires for you to acknowledge that you can't figure everything out and that you can't perceive it all. It puts you in a posture, in a position of humility to say there's something beyond me, there's something bigger than me. There are things that are beyond my understanding, but I trust that those things are handled by a God that is bigger. He's omnipotent. He's all powerful. And not only is he bigger than my problem, but he's on my side. Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. So faith allows you to hold what you once could not see. Again, faith is the evidence of things not seen. So for me, what this informs is the fact that I have visions in my head and in my heart of many things that I'd like to accomplish, and many things that I'd like to create. And it is faith that will pull my vision from one realm to another, from the heavenly to the earthly. Faith pulls things from the spiritual to the natural. Faith even pulls things from the thought realm to the realm of reality. Somebody type this. Faith is a realm changer. Faith is a realm changer. Again, it brings things from the heavenly to the earthly, from the spiritual to the natural, from the thought realm to the reality realm. Faith is a realm changer. Faith is magnetic in that it brings things from my desire to my ownership. I'm feeling that thing even right there. Faith is what brings things from what I want, from what I desire, to what I have, and to what I own. Every business, every book, every song, every CD, every poem, every product, everything started in the realm of the imagination before it existed in our realm of reality. Even this talk that I'm giving right now first existed in my mind before it could exist on your computer and on your device. Um, Faith brought it. I had to believe in what I couldn't see, that I could come talk to you, that I'd had something to share, that I had something to say. I had to believe that before I would come bring it here to the point where it could become tangible for you, where you could experience it. So my question to you today is, what do you need to pull from another realm into our reality so that we can all enjoy it? What is it? What invention? What idea? What outcome? What product? What is in you that needs to come out of you? Faith pulls what's in you out of you. It's time for you to pull some things from one realm to another so that we can all experience it, benefit from it, and enjoy it. Faith is trusting the promiser before experiencing the manifestation of the promise. I'm going to say that again. It's a mouthful. Faith is trusting the promiser before experiencing the manifestation of the promise. Faith is more about the promiser than it is about the promise. You have faith in a being, but you have faith for an outcome. The outcome is not as important as the being. The being produces or delivers or brings forward the outcome. So our focus should be more on the promiser than the promise. What do you do when you're trusting someone for something that isn't being delivered into your life? That's sometimes difficult. Sometimes what we have faith for takes longer than we would like to be able to transition from one realm to another. The question then becomes, can you trust God even when you can't trace God? Can you trust him even when you can't trace him? And then our minds come up with this question: why is it taking so long? Anybody ever get frustrated, like when you feel like there's some things that you're praying for, you're hoping for, you're desiring, you're even needing, and it feels like they aren't coming fast enough? It feels like it's not showing up in your life. There may be a couple different reasons why this is happening. I received a prophecy a long time ago that I really held on to and appreciated. I was going through a season like that where it's like, I just need this to come through. And someone spoke into my life and they said, maybe it's taking so long because it's just that big. And I speak to you today that there are some things that are taking a long time to show up in your life that you've been desiring, that you've been believing God for, that you've been hoping for. And it may be taking so long because it's just that big. And so there's some development that may be happening to that thing. It may be being developed for you, but also there's some development that may be happening in you because you have to be ready for the promise before you can do the right thing with the promise. Any blessing given ahead of schedule quickly turns a blessing into a problem. If you're not ready for it, you'll squander it, you'll mess it up, you'll lose it. And sometimes you can't get that opportunity back again. So there's a process of preparation of the thing, but also preparation of you. And so it may be taking that long because it's that big, and he wants to make sure that you are ready and that it is ready for you when the time comes. Other times it may be some other reason. And I want to offer you today that sometimes it takes so long because we have some things out of order. You all didn't want to hear that. Sometimes we want the outcome more than we want the being. We're more desperate for the promise than we are for the promiser. That's out of order. That's a problem. Logically, let me ask you a question. Why would I give you something that you're going to treat better than you treat me? That would be a foolish gift for me to give you. If I gave you something that you were going to love more than you loved me, then I shouldn't have probably given you that gift, because it's going to push me down a notch. Imagine from the perspective of God, there's some things that we ask for. Sometimes if we get them, we're going to be more faithful to the thing than we are to the provider of the thing. Oh man, I'm messing you all up. I see the ouches. I see the faces. I see these emojis. I hope you're receiving it today. You've got to prioritize. If I'm more interested in what you have than I am in who you are, then I'm out of order. As a matter of fact, if that's my situation, then what I really am is a manipulator. I'm manipulative. I want your stuff, but I don't want you. That makes me a user. So we have to get that in order. We have to fix the order of things. Again, as I wrap this up, the scripture says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So in conclusion, in order for you to activate your faith, number one, position yourself appropriately to understand that there is something beyond you that is bigger than you. Number two, allow your faith to bring things from other realms into your reality. How do you do that? Believe that it can happen, believe that it will happen, and watch it happen. Number three, and finally, focus more on the provider than the provision, more on the giver than the gift, and more on the promiser than the promise. I hope today this encourages you. I hope you receive some wisdom that can help you for those things you're waiting on, those things you're believing God for. Be patient. Know that it will come to pass. Keep the right focus. Keep moving forward. Keep trusting even when you can't trace. Be encouraged, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Wisdom Wednesday.